We were by the pool of a friend's house in St. Croix, and Joseph and I were talking. He stopped the talk on this visit I had hoped that he would enjoy, to point out with a gasp, not still or stalking, but fixed in the great fruit tree, the sight that shook him. Like something out of Bosch, he said. The huge bird was suddenly there, perhaps the same one that took him. Sepulchral egret or heron. The unutterable word was always with us, like Eumaeus, a third companion. And what got him, who loved snow, what brought it on, was that the bird was such a spectral white. Now, when at noon or evening on the lawn, the egrets soar together in noiseless flight, or tack like a regatta the sea green grass, they are seraphic souls, as Joseph was. The person talking here is a fisherman or pretending fisherman on the beach in St. Lucia, talking about the fact that there are luxury hotels going up rapidly in the island and brings with it a certain penalty. Bossman, if you look in those bush there, you'll find a whole set of passport, wallet, ID, credit card that is no use to them. It's money on their mind. And it's not every time you'll find them afterwards. You just leave your bag with these things on the sand, and faster than wind, they jump up out of the bush while you there swimming and rubbing tanning lotion. And when you find out it's no good to send a special unit, they done reach Mossad. But I not in that, not me. I just make a little change selling and blowing conch shells. It's sad, but it's true. Them faster than any vehicle. And I self never get in any commotion except with the waves, and soon all that will be lost. It's too much tourist and too little employment. How about a little life there? Thanks, but boss, don't let what I say spoil your enjoyment. The very early death of August Wilson was a shock. August, the quarter moon dangles like a bugle over the brick cantonments of the morn, whose barrack apartments have the serial glow of postage stamps. The clouds' letters are torn, and your sweet instrument is put away as your silver cornet lies in its velvet case, with all those riffs and arias whose characters argue the way that wind elates the acacias until they wrestle with the roar of torrents, black, jagged silhouettes, ready to do battle with enormous hands and eyes with the coming day in the brick thickets of Pittsburgh and Seattle, in plays that are their own battle cry and anthem. I unhook the quarter moon to blow their praises, you, Horace Pippin, Romare, Jacob Lawrence. I saw the moon's bugle there and thought of them. Elegy for another friend, for Oliver Jackman. It's what others do, not us, die. Even the closest on a vainglorious, glorious morning, as the song goes, the yellow or golden palms glorious, and all the rest a sparkling splendor, die. They're practicing calypso, they're putting up and pulling down tents. Vendors are slicing the heads of coconuts around the savannah. Men are leaning on, then leaping into pirogues. A moon will be rising tonight in the same place over Mon Coco. Then the full grief will hit me, and my heart will toss like a horse's head over a threshing bamboo grove, that even you could be part of the increasing loss that is the daily dial of the revolving shade. Love lies underneath it all, though. The more surprising the death, the deeper the love, the tougher the life. The pain is over. Feathers close your eyelids, Oliver. What a happy friend, and what a fine wife. Your death is like our friendship beginning over. On the cathedral steps, this is in Sicily, on the cathedral steps sprinkled by the bell's benediction, like water that blissfully stained the scorching street. You were not among the small crowd in the sun, so many in black against the Sicilian heat. I never entered the shaded church with its pews facing the tortured altar, but I hoped to find you. Oh, I did half-heartedly, but by now it was no use. The bells meant nothing, or the swallows they lifted. Still, I felt you were ahead, and I was right behind you, and that you would stop on your shadow and turn your head, and there in Sicily turn into salt, into fiction. I don't know the cathedral's name. It's in Syracuse. I bought a paper in a language I cannot read. There was nothing in the paper about this. There was news. So the moths came, responding to invitations to my beloved's funeral. She whom I had killed with my caustic jealousy, my commonplace love-hatred, my pathetic patience, my impotent impatience, my infatuation, or whatever it's called. And a cortege of caterpillars too gaily dressed for such a solemn occasion, adding some gaiety to it, and the usual fanning light-hearted butterflies who have never taken any death seriously. Then also an anachronistic blackbird in a frock coat and Hamburg, representing some ministry, undoubtedly culture. Then a white guy I didn't know, some lot boob. Then the usual stooping ecumenical vulture who pressed his card on me. All of them had known her, then a patient deputation of worms. All sympathized, but all hoped like me that I had outgrown her. All knew how much her beauty had been prized. Spanish series. Blood of a hoof in blood-crusted earth. Clatter of a rivulet over bleached stones. Black bulls trampling the cape shade of cork trees. Wind in the high wheat whispering like surf in Sicily, or the first pages of Cervantes. Two storks on the bell tower in Alcala, the boring suffering of love that tires. Though you change names and countries, Spania, Italia, smell your hands, they reek of imagined crimes. The cypresses writhe in silence, while the oaks sometimes rustle their foliate lyres. A train crosses the scorched plain in one sentence. In the cork groves, shadows rhyme with their sources. No name except Andalusia would make sense from the train window of horses and galloping horses, echoes and arches of Spain. The word Campania you smuggled from Italy and its fields of sunflowers. Is there a tilde here for Anna or Anya? Irises stipple the lost square in passing showers. Shadows pause in their cape work. Ornate balconies rust. The sunlight of olive oil slowly spreads in saucers, and loves that are hard to break have a sacred trust. Esperanza, cherished Esperanza. Your lashes like black moths, like twigs your frail wrists. Your small cynical mouth with its turned down answer. When it laughs, it is like a soft stanza in a ballad by Lorca. Your teeth are white stones in a riverbed. I hear the snorting stallions of Cordoba in heat. I hear my bones castanets and a rattle of heels like machine guns.